Wow, what a couple of days we had in this fandom, huh? Hello everyone, Brum here, and today I want to talk about 2026 Thomas, now called Railway Stories for some reason. But instead of what everyone else is doing, by just talking about the trailer, I want to touch on my old predictions for Railway Stories, and see what I got right and wrong. And I will even come up with new predictions for it. Now that we finally have a trailer and a release date, we do know quite a bit about it, from the voices, the style, etc. Anyways, enough yapping, let's get into it. My first prediction was that the show was going back to its roots.
Like what most people in the fandom think, I do think the show is going back to its original roots.
Basically, just becoming the old show, but with a modern twist and becoming realistic again. And honestly, it's kind of 50-50. While yes, the trains are actually doing train things again, which I really like, on the other hand, they are not covering up their cargo, and some trains don't even have a brake van, which really bothers me, especially since you have Bruno and Toad use them. But it's only one train we see so far, and we do see Bruno being the brake van of the milk and eggs Thomas is delivering, so there's that. Though I was right about driver and fireman being present again, which I really like. Not sure about railway rules and regulations though. Again, it's only just the trailer. My second prediction was that Thomas wasn't going to be voiced by a kid, nor any other tank engines.
Also, I do hope characters like Thomas and Percy won't be voiced by kids like in All Engines Go, since that wouldn't feel right.
Well, I was wrong about that. Thomas is still voiced by a kid like in All Engines Go. I know a lot of fans think this is the major sticking point of the show, and I can see why. But honestly, the kid voices don't bother me that much, at least in this show. In fact, after rewatching the trailer over and over, the voices are actually growing on me, and I do think the kid does a great job with the role as Thomas. And honestly, I'd rather listen to this.
Hi, I'm Thomas the Tank Engine. Join me on Sodor.
Than this.
Here comes Thomas. I'm the number one.
Oh god, that voice.
All engines go.
And is it just me, or does Thomas sound more like a preteen than a kid? Am I the only one? Sorry, I was just asking. My third prediction is that the returning characters won't just be background characters.
Speaking of characters, I also do hope I'll do some of the returning characters based on the list we have so far.
Basically, I wanted them to talk to each other. Again, it's hard to determine, especially with how little of characters was shown in the trailer. But since Henry is back in Timoth, and we are getting all these other characters for the diecast, both single and 2-pack, I would honestly say 50-50, but we will have to wait and see. My final prediction was that Rosie was going to be pushed to be a main character.
You know, speaking of Rosie, I do think they're going to move her into the main cast and into Timoth Sheds.
And it looks like I was right. She's actually shown quite a lot in this trailer, and she is also in Timoth Sheds now. So, looks like I was right. Now we don't know what role she'll serve, but that's going to be part of one of my new predictions, so stay here if you're interested. And those were my old predictions. I only got one right, one was wrong, and the other two were 50-50. But now I want to address new predictions I have for Railway Stories, that I just came up with. So, here we go. My first prediction is that the humans will be more involved in the stories, and not just the top hats, i.e. the driver and fireman, workman, etc. I say this because they seem to be popping in the background, helping fix engines, or even just chatting to them. I do hope that's the case because it's kinda interesting seeing the engines chat to their driver and fireman, as well as other workmen and people, at least for me. With Rosie being shown shunting in the trailer and getting trains sorted out, I'm expecting her to be the Knapford pilot engine, and pulling trains every now and then. I mean, it's not the first time she has done this, as she was shown doing this in Journey Beyond Sodor. If that is the case, then I'm not bothered about it. At least she's doing something, and I am happy she is part of the main cast. With the voices being in British accents, I'm expecting there will be British words used in the writing. We did hear Thomas say hello mates in his Story Talker toy, so I could see them using words like lad as an example. I'm not expecting Thomas to say something like, "You're taking the fucking piss, mate!" but something that will feel tolerable enough for the kids. I'm also expecting the episode length to be around 10 to 15 minutes. Considering that the special is gonna be like 30 minutes long, I get the impression that it's just gonna be a double length episode, which is honestly what I was expecting, as long as the episodes themselves don't get flooded with songs by the runtime. Because if you're gonna do that, just make the episodes like 7 to 8 minutes long or something. And my final prediction is that I think the special is gonna be pretty basic in terms of the plot. What I think will happen is that something like the big engines break down, showing that woman doing something to Gordon there. So it's up to Thomas, Percy, and Rosie to do their jobs for them. Hence the title, Really Helpful Engines. Throughout the special, Thomas wants to do all the jobs himself to prove how useful he can be, but learns that with teamwork, the job can get done. That's what I think, based on the scenes we have from the trailer. I know it sounds pretty basic, but I think that's what it's gonna be, and I'm kinda glad it is. Like, I'd rather have a 30-minute special of a basic story of Thomas doing train things than an hour-long special of All Engines Go where...
Thomas, what are you doing? Coming through!
yeah, that. Despite the changes feeling mixed on fans, I still look forward for this new show. The fact Thomas is being a train again, the animation looking amazing and well detailed, and hell, even the kid voices don't sound that bad. I'm just happy they are British. Do I think it's perfect? No. Do I think it'll top classic Thomas? Absolutely not. But do I think it will at least be good? Well, from what I've heard, sounds like it. I'm still at that feeling that if the show does end up sucking, then that's fine. If we don't like it, then don't watch it, simple as. But if it is actually good, then that not only means that we have more Thomas to look forward to, but it'll also show that Mattel is actually trying with the show, and want to get all the fans in the franchise again. I guess we will have to wait next month to watch the special and the 18 episodes. I'm gonna take a shit!